Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week is an energy check-in, Taurus. It's the last zodiac reading between you and me for this year. So I'm going to take a little break. You're beginning this reading on, the 22nd? The 22nd of December. So the last week of December, in a couple weeks. So I do plan on putting in a couple of little surprise things here and there while I'm away, like it'll be pre-recorded and pre-scheduled. But this is your last zodiac reading with me for 2020. God, this year is coming to an end, right? So we're going to do an energy check-in. We're going to look at your energy outside of you. Now this energy is within your hemisphere though, so it somehow is connected to you in some way, but it's not you. I'm very specific on my little card here. That works. And then we want to look at what these two energies are creating. Your energy, this energy outside of you, and what they're creating. So there is an extended at the end of this. So if you are drawn to it, the link is at the top of the description. And in the extended, it is an extended. I just keep pulling the cards out to see where the energy continues to go. So, Taurus. Let's get started with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck card for you. I've been watching some of my own videos lately. I'm becoming very critical of myself. Wow, you got a lot of cards. If you're watching someone and you think, gee, they say that word a lot, or they do this a lot. So I'm noticing that about myself. I'm becoming a little self-conscious. You got the eagle, the elephant, and the bat. Boy, you went on something long here. I feel like you've been on some sort of a long journey. The eagle, the elephant, and the bat. Air. Fire. Bookend by air. And this elephant, it's the only thing that I would associate with this elephant that it would be fire is the fact that it's holding fire in its trunk, because it's such a big, heavy-weighted animal, and it's a bull. It's a bull elephant. I feel like that. I just feel like that with a big old tusk broken. So it's so much like you. It's so much like your energy, but yet it's showing up as fire. It's being depicted as fire. But it's, I say this big, heavy, grounded, stable. That's what I think of Taurus, really grounded, really connected to the earth. Really got kind of your feet planted. One to kind of not jump and right away just do something. And so, you might sometimes, but most of the time, kind of keeping it slow and steady, having a plan here. This elephant is really slow and steady. Isn't it kind of like keeping that fire kind of going, as long as and persistent as it sort of needs to be? And having the eagle on one side and the bat on the other feels like an awful lot of guidance. You're going in the dark here. You're walking around in the dark, and the only light that you can see with the elephant is the light that you hold within you. And that's only a couple feet. And then you just don't know where you're going. It's almost like you don't know where you're going. You have to have an awful lot of faith here to be guided to where this is going. It certainly feels like it's your journey. So it's like, this is meant for me. But it's almost like the only way you can see where you're going in this darkness beyond the light that you hold is connecting with something outside of you on a more spiritual level here with the eagle and the bat. Following signs and synchronicities, even messages, dreams from ancestors. Just feeling compelled one day to do something because it feels like that's what I'm supposed to do. It's really quite interesting. So you're really having a lot of faith in where you're going here. Well, let's see what the cards tell us. It does tell me too, though, that you are in a very protected way, having your back, having your sides, being protected by this sort of guardian angel energy on either side of you as you move through this darkness. It's like one of these guardians harnesses the sun for you, which is that light at the end of the dark tunnel. The other one is with you in the darkness. The other one has the ability to see in the darkness, to echolocate and help you avoid the obstacles and the missteps. Okay, Taurus's energy outside of them, and what these two energies are creating. Taurus's energy outside of them. Swords, like nothing but swords so far. Whoa, jeez. And the bottom is the King of Swords. I'm going into another deck. I'm using 2 tarot decks. I feel like I'm talking with a real lisp today. It's my orthodontic device in my mouth. I actually have an appointment at 12 o'clock today for more torture. And I know I usually talk really bad after that. Although I'm going to have a couple weeks off, so that might be a good thing. But I still have a few more videos to make for this week. Continuing with the swords. Oh, there's a wand. And the devil. Wow, man. The universe at the bottom. The Queen of Pentacles under that. And the Six of Swords. Okay. What was... It's all reversed after the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the only upright on that bottom of that deck. The bottom of this deck, you have the universe. Major endings, major beginnings. Now, on the other end of a massive, monumental change here in life, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So there you are. There's your energy. Like, your energy is nowhere in this reading. Nowhere. There's nowhere. It's fire and so much air. So much air energy. And the devil. You also only have one major arcana, except for the underline. So it tells me that you're going through something right now that's very difficult. It's completely pulled you out of how you naturally feel. It's so interesting that I would say that, because we have this elephant card here. And to me, the only reason the artist could depict this as fire is the fact that it's holding fire because of the elephant, right? So it's you walking through this darkness, leading yourself through this darkness. It's still you, but something's been kind of put into your element, your space, to make it like you're just not you. I feel like you're not feeling like you. You're not feeling like you. You're, something's really sad and painful here. Your energy, right, is the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. You're heartbroken and you're indecisive. You're not sure, perhaps, how to change a cycle that you're in. It doesn't feel like the time to make any big decisions. That's what it doesn't feel like it's a time for you. And I don't think it is either. I want to say that because I don't see any of your energy here, except for what sits behind this big change. There, your energy finally comes through into this reading. And then it's followed by the Six of Swords. Go into a much better place than where you are now. Go into a much better place than where you are now. But there is none of your cards here. There isn't a single pentacle. Three of Swords, Two of Swords. Now, energy outside of you is the Palace of Swords and the Three of Wands. So this is not your energy. I've been very specific about that in this spread. This Palace of Swords goes beyond the King of Swords. This is, so the Palace cards go beyond the Kings in these decks. It's an entirely new level of sort of like ascension, I guess you could say. Like if you have the King of Pentacles too, then you have the Palace of Pentacles or coins in this deck. This is an untouchable place, really. These palaces to me are completely untouchable, and they are at the highest level of whatever element they represent. So there's an energy outside of you that is really functioning at the highest level that it can represent. And it's this air energy. So it's really powerful in terms of clear thinking, strategizing, being very clinical and very intuitive. Like using your, this King of Swords is very, very clinical, but very intuitive. There's an energy outside of you that is very, very powerful in terms of the sword energy. Now your sword of energy, your swords that you've got here are based on like pain, heartbreak. This is not the time to be making any major decisions for you. And this outside energy also has the Three of Wands. So it's growing and expanding. I feel like something or someone is growing and expanding beyond where you are. And it's kind of painful. It's as if it could be like a friend or a job. It could be a partner. There's so many ways that this could be for you. It could be parents, family. Now, I don't want to say that you're not experiencing growth. You are experiencing growth, and you're about to experience something very profound with this as the underline. Boy, there's some stuff going on all over the zodiac. Like this is the universe, but it's like the world card. It's major endings and major new beginnings. It's also the possibility of great travel, having the world at your fingertips. There's so many ways that you can interpret this card, but the basic meaning for me for this in the tarot is a huge aspect of your life is shifting, changing, closing, and it's creating space for a huge new aspect of your life to start to begin, like a massive cycle change. And then here you are, right? And here you are in that energy. So you are growing and expanding, but I feel like you're doing it in a different way. And you know what I feel like? I feel like maybe you're trying to hang on a bit to whatever this is over here. But it's not your element. And it's hurting. It hurts you. It's not your element. So what these two energies are creating, the Page of Swords and the Devil. It feels like you're watching and observing something. And because the element of it is becoming so far stretched from what your element is comfortable being in, it feels toxic. It feels toxic to you. But I think it's being toxic to you with the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. This is not like a feel-good place to be in at all. But I do feel like with what's playing out here that you are correct. This is not a time to be making any major decisions. Not in this kind of energy. But do know that you are protected here. Like I said, you have this guide, this spirit guide that is this light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, it's like this guide. You have these two guides. One is in the sun and one is in the darkness. You're in the darkness right now, but you're heading towards the sun. You're heading towards some sort of clarity for you, some sort of new beginning, some sort of brighter, warmer, happier days. Behind the big shift and change is your energy, and it's your energy in the most nurturing, stable, abundant way you could ask for it, right? And it's expressive. It's not even the King of Pentacles. I really like it being the Queen of Pentacles. It's very expressive Taurus energy. It's like this guide is protecting whatever this is at the end of the tunnel for you. Calling, putting the signals out there, allowing you to find the the breadcrumbs and the synchronicities and the patterns in life to try to lead you and inspire you. And then this, I really feel like this guide, this angel, this ancestor, however that speaks to you, the universe in another element of this, is with you in this dark tunnel. And it's echolocating. It's helping you avoid, maybe you're having the odd mishap or things are, but it's avoiding some big ones. It's helping you avoid some big ones right now. I really feel like it's helping to guide you around some really big missteps. The bear is at the bottom. This to me is the strongest ancestral guide in this deck, like an ancestor guide. Yeah, you're really protected right now. You have ancestral energy around you in a huge, huge way. I actually feel like you have at least 3 identifiable ancestors here. And I could see why. You're going through something. Let's pull clarifiers. There's really, really something feels like it's outside of your reach. If you have a friend or someone and maybe they develop a new interest in something and it's not something you really had an interest in and it's taking up a lot more of their time and you don't see them so much anymore. And you're thinking, well, how do I connect with this friend again? Like, I really miss seeing them. I really miss spending this time with them. So you look into whatever this new thing is that they've got going on. I'm just trying to kind of create a scenario here where somebody is growing beyond you, but it doesn't have anything to do with like you on a personal level, because your growth is supposed to go somewhere else, I would think. So I don't know. I'm just coming up, and maybe it's horseback riding. So this person is into horseback riding. And yeah, if you want to learn how to ride properly and develop a good seat, you need to invest the time, and the horse needs the exercise. You can't just go once a week. You need to go more often than that. So the person is there a lot, and that's all they talk about. That's all they talk about: the horse, the new gait that they're learning with their horse. And you're like, that did not interest me. And so, but then you try, because you're thinking, I have no other way to connect with this friend anymore. Like the things that we used to talk about, they don't even have time for that anymore, because it's all about that for them now. So thinking, okay, I'll take a few riding lessons. It did not go well. Like, you don't like it. It was very uncomfortable. Your ass is so sore next day. But you're like, no, this is not for me. But you tried. And I feel like you're trying. And you're sort of like, you're heartbroken because you feel this almost this ending. It just reminds me like at the end of college or university. And you've made friends with these people. And you're like, you promise each other, yeah, we're going to stay connected. And you kind of do with some of them. But then some of them you just have this feeling, I don't feel like I'm going to see them again. Or it's never going to be the same. Because it's never the same. You're not like all living on your own like wild little crazy adult children. Like it's just different. There's something is changing monumentally for you, between you and someone else that you're connected with. And their growth is in the direction that you're going in. And I feel like you've tried. And it's just become so obvious that this is not. And it's almost like starting to face the reality that, well, I can't keep up with this because I'm not meant to horseback ride, right? Yeah, I'm not. I can't. I don't. I don't want to do that. So, nothing again. I love horseback riding, so I don't want to do that. But your growth is meant somewhere, but it's just not necessarily here. And I feel like in some way, maybe you feel like there's an important decision to be made here, but you're sitting at the Two of Swords, and I think it's probably the best place for you right now, because there's energy that you need to, energy needs to have some time to settle here. You need to have some time to settle in this. Because what you're watching and observing is feeling toxic to you, like feeling trapped maybe. Like feeling trapped, like I don't want this friendship to end, or I don't want our, feeling like if you started working somewhere and the business plan that they had was really in tune with who you were and what you wanted to do, and that's been changing the last little while, and all of a sudden it's really gone a completely different direction. You're like, geez, this is not like something that I can relate to, and you've been trying to keep up with it, but it's just not. It's just not for you. So let's get some clarifiers. I'm going to push these down a bit. This is the area I really want to focus on here for you. The Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. Look at that. Like you're really pooped out here. Yeah, you have 2 9s. You're so close to an end. Oh, the Two of Swords, the Hermit, the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Oh my goodness. The Three of Swords, you have the Tower. You have the Tower, you have the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Judgment card. I feel so strongly like you are getting to a point, like observing something that's changing around you, that it's just not the change that you can do, that you can go to, that is for you. But yet, so I want to say it's not showing up here. I'm not seeing the Six of Cups, but I'm really feeling like a very reminiscent type of energy, like very nostalgic about what this was in the past, and mourning some sort of big change and shift in the connection with something or someone here. That just like almost shocked too. Like maybe all of a sudden this friend just says, "Oh, I can't go out with you this week or next week because I've started horseback riding." Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. Like this was kind of unexpected. Or sitting in the boardroom thinking we're gonna have a new meeting about, I don't know, whatever. And then they tell you like they're taking the business in a completely new direction with a new philosophy, a business plan. You're thinking, oh, this isn't anything like what I signed up for. Like it's just a shock. And trying to deal with it, you have the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I feel like you are physically exhausted with it and physically and mentally exhausted. And the Judgment card is knowing that there's some sort of decision that's going to have to be made. Some sort of decision that's going to have to be made. Once a decision is made, though, this is, I feel very much like this is when it frees you from the cycle that you're in and opens up the new cycle. The Two of Swords is the other aspect of your energy, and it's the Hermit, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Cups. I feel very much like you feel left behind by this shift in energy. You feel left behind, maybe even betrayed a little bit, rejected, for sure. Feeling that. Really looking within. You're feeling alone with the Hermit. But I don't feel like you really want to change this right. I kind of feel like it is a little bit like you need some time to feel bad for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we all need to do that sometimes. You just don't want to get caught in that for too long. Because there's really good things here for you. Well, this Two of Swords is still at the bottom. Okay, what these two energies are creating. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. Wow. And the Devil. It's stuck in my hand. You got one more. The Devil. What's being created is really good. Okay, spend whatever time you need to feel bad for yourself. I want to see what this is. I want to get the full story here. The Palace of Swords. The Palace of Swords. The Three of Wands. All right, the first thing I wanted to do was talk about what this is creating. So you have the Page of Swords. I feel like you're like just kind of watching, learning things for the first time. Almost like maybe sitting on that bench watching a friend doing the horseback riding and just like kind of coming to some sort of realizations that this is not for me. This is not how I want to spend my weekend. This is not what I want to do. This doesn't feel right to me. This isn't what I should be doing. So it is coming to some sort of clarity, you know, slowly here for you. The Ace of Cups, the Strength card, and the Two of Cups is like underlying all this. As you come to some sort of clarity, I'm telling you guys, there is something really, really good for you at the end of this cycle. At the end of this cycle, I keep putting it up because it's the only card in this reading that has your energy, is you and abundance here. Damn, not a single one of these clarifiers is even a pentacle. How is that possible? Not even a single? Pentacles come out over here on the energy outside of you. The Devil. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool card, the Page of Wands, and the Lovers. Again, there is something really, really good. There's a massive cycle change here. There has to be. You can't stay in this kind of energy indefinitely. You really can't. And you're being guided out of it. It's going to happen and it's going to be really good on the other side. But that's not to say, like, this kind of energy doesn't dissipate quickly or easily. Like, this isn't easy. This isn't the easy stuff to do here. This is, in some ways, I want to say, like, with this Two of Swords being indecisive, with the Hermit, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Cups, feeling kind of bad for yourself, feeling rejected. But it's the first step. But you have the Hermit. So you're kind of feeling all these things within and looking at yourself. So in some ways, I do want to say that you're recognizing the really good aspects that you have. Because you're feeling bad for yourself. If you're feeling bad for yourself, that tells me that you have to know that you have really good qualities. This person deserves better. Why are they going through this? Right? This person deserves better. Why am I going through this? I think that's a really good step. Now, the energy that's outside of you, and I talked about this Palace of Swords, right? It's just metaphorically, it's a friend who does horseback riding now, and you just can't connect with it. And you're kind of losing it. It's just like, yeah, I never see them. Now they go to events and competitions. They have the Justice card, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. You know, it really feels like whatever the direction that this energy is going in, it's kind of meant. It's kind of meant to be happening. It's meant for this person, it's meant for this business to start going in that direction. There is some pretty protective energy regarding it. And there is a big ending here, though. So, a big painful ending. I want to say, too, this friend, if it's a friend, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a job, take it how it resonates. I feel like to them, it's very painful that this ending has to occur. But how do you come out of the Palace of Swords? How do you come out of the Palace of anything? Whatever's going on for this person, place, or thing, they're reaching a very, very high level of what feels like something that's kind of meant for them, and they need to explore it. And there are some sacrifices that are going to have to occur for that, for this person as well. But I do feel like, because this is a very high level here, and then the Three of Wands is kind of like the ships coming in, right? So there's growth and expansion coming in for this person, but because your cycle is not reflective of that, it's very painful to watch and to be part of too. It's particularly when it feels like it's leaving you behind. Like that wave, your wave isn't coming in to go in that direction. Your wave isn't even here yet. So you sit feeling all this loss, right? But your wave is coming. I can really see that in these cards. Your wave is really coming. It's a really good wave and it's meant just for you. And I'll bet you it's got pentacles. I bet you it's got pentacles in it. Not the Palace of Swords. That doesn't sound like... I mean, unless you're really, really high in a lot of air energy throughout your zodiacal chart, it doesn't feel like something that's meant for you. So the Three of Wands associated with what's going on with this energy outside of you. There's the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Death card. Again, another major ending. I feel like this energy, person, place, or thing, is in some way experiencing a very new way of balancing aspects of their life that you could relate to. Because this is where the pentacles show up, right? Now we have pentacles here. So this person is engaged in some sort, their growth and expansion does have some element of your territory in a way, I want to say. And balancing, having a balance in life. And going through, yeah, like this person is going through major endings here. Major endings and rebirth. They have the Ten of Swords and the Death card. Like that is major, major. You could even be, wow, that's interesting too. You think that how this resonates, you're going to know it if it is. I'm just putting it out there because it came in. But you could be, you know, with this Palace of Swords, because this is like in the ethereal. This is like the heavens. You could also be very close to someone who is in the process of passing. I'm getting with this energy. Please don't freak out. Everything. Oh no, what's wrong? There's no, you know, because you're watching this happen. Like that's the other thing that I'm getting here with this Ten of Swords and the Death card. And you witnessing something that's causing you pain. Like knowing that an ending is coming. I'm feeling that too. For whoever that resonates with. You're going to know. Don't fit that square peg into a round hole. It doesn't need, it's absolutely not for everyone. But whatever is outside of that storyline, major endings here. Yeah, like it's literally like, yeah, now they're going to riding dressage competitions or whatever kind of riding they started doing. They're going to those competitions now. You never see them. They have a new group of friends. Like that's kind of what's happening to this person too. So it's not to say that this growth doesn't come without some sort of pain as well. Is there anything left to pull out here? I am curious about the King of Swords being on the bottom. Because it doesn't feel like your energy, but yet this person's energy is like the Palace of Swords. What can you tell us about this King of Swords on the bottom? It's the Three of Cups. You know what? I feel like this is kind of that person. With them being in the Palace of Swords, they really feel almost unreachable to anyone who is not kind of there. So it feels like this friend person thing is like literally almost unreachable. But yet, so I do want to say that they're not always going to be unreachable, but it's like there's reconciliation, celebration here, but it's, to me again, I feel like it's not how you knew them. It's not how you knew this person to be. It's very, very different. And now we have the King of Cups at the bottom. I feel like that might have something to do with you. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, there's a ton of stuff, but I'm going to stop right there. Look at this. The King of Cups is at the bottom now. And I said, I feel like somehow it has something to do with you. With like this Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. And look, there's the Three of Swords. You're the one showing up with the Three of Swords. The Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups. Like, you are going to experience some sort of really profound happiness. Finding your own inner happiness again. And then once you do that, you share it with someone else. And it is a really wonderful energy. So Taurus, these are the kind of readings that are hard to do, but I'm always glad that I'm able to do them when I do. So I'm going to move this all down. I'm going to go do the extended and see what just comes out. I'm not going to shuffle these two main decks. I'm going to continue to pull cards off the top of them and see where the energy goes. Thank you so much, Taurus. Remember, a new year starts very soon. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.